Because of your collective encouragement, your generosity, your support, and I think it's time to enjoy. Oh no.
And we didn't really get along.
I tried to move into a new house, and the stress was...
One, two, three. But you were thinking 23, so you added 3, and you said 26. Okay.
Extending into Pinellas County.
Yeah, it's been a labor of love for over 2 years, from a vision to a reality. It's just it's really heartwarming to see this, and when the kids finally join the program and see this home, they're just going to be amazed to have a place that's their own, to have stability in their lives, and to be able to achieve.
This certainly isn't about baseball, but to have Chris involved in a program like this, how do you think that can help?
Chris is someone who has a big heart, and he also is someone who the community listens to. So having his endorsement and his participation is only going to help us, and the fact that he will take this to North Carolina expands our footprint and allows us to serve more kids.
Does this kind of reflect on the other guys in the locker room, seeing the leader Arch out here doing things like this?
I think there's a community spirit within our clubhouse. Archer is very visible in what he does. Many of our other players do things maybe not as visible or not as intensely, but that spirit is pervasive in our clubhouse and is part of being a baseball team and the responsibility of a baseball player to give back to the community that supports them.
For you personally, you're sitting there today and listening to these young women's stories at the podium. What's going through your head when you listen to their words?
You know, I have 2 daughters, and I think about them and the way they grow up and the challenges that these young women faced. I'm just amazed by their perseverance and touched by how some of these simple gestures can propel them to a different life. It's what we do here. It's why we're in business, and their stories are just so inspiring.
And when you were at the podium, you also had to mention opening day is a month away. What's the excitement level right now as you head into pitchers and catchers?
No, it's building. Once the Super Bowl's over, it's baseball season for us, and we're ready to get there, welcome the team next week, and start to get the squad together. Some excitement building, and opening day is going to be a great celebration. celebration for hopefully a very successful year.
For you, reports out there that you're in the running for Sergio and Chris Carter. Do you feel like there's still a few more pieces before the first game?
You know, the off-season seems to extend deeper every year, and we'll probably go into spring training. We're still looking to potentially add to the club. We like the club that we have, but we're opportunistic, and we'll be surveying possibilities to see if there are places that we might be able to improve the club.
Do you feel there's a perception, though, with situations like that, with a Romo or a Carter, where they choose other teams? Is there a perception with the Rays right now where maybe there's a better option?
You know, each guy has their own circumstances and their own reasons for choosing what they do. For us, it's putting ourselves in the running, showing the opportunity, and seeing if it lines up. There are many more overtures than what actually materializes, but we've been able to sign a couple free agents this year, and I wouldn't rule out another transaction or two as we get to opening day.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, I've typically done a lot in the community, but I want to have more of a reach. I want to impact people, not just on that day or temporarily, but for their life, and then not just their life, but their family's life. So I found out about this organization and came to an event in October, and it was moving. You guys saw it today. It's moving, and seeing the passion that all the people who work for the organization have, I think I have the equal amount of passion, and now finding a program that parallels everything that I'm about, youth, altering and inspiring the youth and helping change the world.
And you're big on mentoring as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, that component was huge for me because I know how important that is. I had great parents, but I had a great mentor too, so it's tough to do things by yourself in life, but when you have a little hope and a little push from great people around you, it can be life altering.
You always hit on fulfilling your own potential, and to hear it from other kids, I would assume that also resonated a lot.
Oh yeah, like to hear from kids. I've probably heard over 10 kids' stories now between the poetry and the book club and the other events that I've attended, and hearing their story and how they're reaching their potential and have dreams and aspirations, it seemed like the right fit for me.
What types of things do you want to do with the group? And I know you also want to bring this back home to North Carolina too, right?
Yes, sir. I just want
Vicki Sokolik, VICKI SOKOLIK.
What's your position?
I'm founder, executive director.
Okay. Now, for people who have no idea what your organization is, just tell us what you guys do.
Starting right now helps a very niche population that's classified federally as unaccompanied youth. So they're students who have left their parents, so they're not living with their parent or guardian, and they're not eligible for foster care because they weren't taken from their home, but rather they made a decision to leave their home either because of drugs and alcohol, or abuse in the home, sexual molestation, maybe homelessness. We interview them and see if they're a good referral for our organization from the school district, and then if so, we house them, feed them, give them academic support, and propel them to their highest level of education, either military, vocational training, or higher education.
How long have you been doing this? How many different places do you have in your area?
We have been doing this for a decade, and we currently have a home in Hillsborough that houses 24 students. However, we are gutting the upstairs currently so that we can add 20 more beds. And then we just opened this facility today that will house 50 students in Pinellas.
What kind of feeling of accomplishment is this that you have when you've got this place ready?
The feeling is overwhelming, but I have to be honest with you. My greatest feeling is every year in May when I get to watch kids that we helped walk across the stage and know that we had a part in making sure that they weren't homeless. So while this home is amazing and I'm so thankful for it, it's really the outcome that comes from this home that gives me the greatest joy.
And what's it been like to have the Rays assisting in this project? Because I know they've been involved with this project for a while.
So Matt Silverman has actually been chairman of our board since inception, so for 10 years. And when he found out we were going to open one in Pinellas, he said, I'll chair that board as well. The Rays offer us incredible support. Not only do they fund us heavily, which is amazing, but I can pretty much call the Rays and say, we need painting done, we need planting done. Can we take our kids to a baseball game? There's really not anything that I can't ask that the Rays will not step up and do, and so it's been an amazing partnership for both of us.